whatever it is. It's almost midnight. It's almost noon here in Washington, D.C. So that may be early or late for you. I guess here in California, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. That may be late for you. But 6 o'clock is early for me. But what I want to talk about today, I've been talking a lot recently about all the new, they call guaranteed income programs that are starting to come up. And they're all over the country now. There must be about 70 or 80 of them. And last week I talked about one that's in Washington, D.C., where they're giving like, an extra $10,000 and an extra $12,000 every year for 5 years. And most of them run about $500 or $1,000 a month, for a year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. And people have always been wanting to do this. And then Biden came in. And just about 2-3 years ago, what he was doing was putting it on in the tax system. So you got a tax credit, but it was cash. Even if you didn't pay taxes, you got that money. But they ran it through the tax system, which was nice administratively, because they didn't have to set up a new process and figure all that out and screw it up like they did with Obamacare. That was the problem with Obamacare. It took them, a half a year, I think, to get it going. So that's why using an existing system like the tax system, they're really giving out grants through the tax system. And that's what, tax, I don't pay taxes, so I won't get that money. That's absolutely wrong. Because through the tax system, you get money, because a lot of these programs it doesn't matter if you pay taxes or not. And they just send you a check. So that's cool. Now, another thing too, which why I think that this is going to be bigger and bigger, because in the last 3 years, it came from nothing to 70 programs, and it's mostly by mayors in the city, is a way to help people with low income. Okay, how do you help? We have, all these low income programs. Some give checks, and some give, food stamps or whatever. And we just give you a check, and we got less to worry about it. And they're finding out through all these 70 examples, and actually what happened to the child tax credit, which was really earned income tax credit, which was really a guaranteed income that, they send out $300 a month, for 6 months, then you got a big check at the end of the 6 months for the rest of it. And that was like getting $3,000 or $3,600 of guaranteed income, just because you have children. So there's all kinds of things like that. And they're coming up now. There was a study came out today in the New York Times about all the stuff that's going on with that. And listen to this. They may even redo in the new budget. See, right now on Capitol Hill, they're talking about they have to pass a law by next Friday, I think it is, to start a new budget. So in other words, they have, the government goes out of business next Friday if these people don't vote, is what it boils down to. And so they never vote to the last minute. Everybody, I don't know. That's politics. It's not running a country. It's trying to get a vote. But if they're interested in running a country, they usually push comes to shove, and the last minute they vote on something. But what I'm reading nowadays is that they may put the tax credit in there again. The $300 a month per child for, every month you'll get it. They did that, 2 years ago. And then they stopped it, and Obama had it in his original package when he came to town, a year ago, I guess that was. And now they're going to sneak it in this one maybe too. And it looks like there's interest on both sides of the aisle, and that's the only way you get something done, if there's something on both sides of the aisle doing. Arizona sucks. Well, move. And if you can't move, then learn how to use what's there. That's the problem. I think most people say, sure, one is better than the other, but they all have huge amounts of programs. And if you're going to one or two and they say that you can't use it or anything, then you say it sucks. In other words, that's like asking one woman to go to the prom and they say no, and say, oh, women are crazy. Oh man, who wants to do that? Women are stinky. That's what we used to say in third grade, I remember. But it was girls, not women. That's how much we knew. And so anyway, I mean, you learn to use the system. It's not learning to be pissed off. Anybody could piss you off. That's easy. This is Maury Povich. Why do people say saying that? My God. I worked with the guy a bunch of times because he started here in Washington, D.C. at a daytime talk show. And at the time, I was anybody with a camera, man, I was going on their show. And that's the way I sold books. How about Alaska? You got to check, man. That's what it is. And that's why Let's Go Help. I mean, our service, Let's Go Help, is $20 if you need help to find these. Now, because you're going to have to work at it, but you don't really need me. You could find it, but if you have to believe it's there. What happens is people think, it's not there, and then you go to one place and they say, there's no such thing. So you believe them and go home. That's bullshit. Yeah, man, life's too big and life's too great, but it takes effort. EFF. Fort, no, F-Fort, F-O-R-T, not F-A-R-T. So anyway, here's why I think it's going to also keep going in these guaranteed income things around the country. Is number one, the last time we did it, just with the credit, the child tax credit, where we gave $300 a month, for 12 months. I mean, now they're giving 500 and 1,000, but this is for every child. So if you have 2 children, you have 3 children, that's $1,000 a month. And what that showed, we already have data. We know it works. See, that's the other thing. Everybody's guessing, and then they play politics and stuff and not rely on the data. Well, the data show that, listen to this, poverty amongst children dropped by 25%. Isn't that amazing? So dropped by 25% of people. So we eliminate, I mean, we have more children in poverty than any other developed country. So just by giving this $300 things there, drops poverty rate by 25%. We've been screwing around with the poverty rate ever since I've been an adult in this country, and it hasn't moved an inch. I mean, it's crazy what we do in poverty. We're the richest company in the world, and we have more poor people than any other developed country in the world. Is it for yes, for anybody? Usually these, and it depends. Really, it depends on the program. Every program's different. That's why it is. You have to check where you are. And that's the only way. I could tell you it is because it is over there, but it may not be over there for true. So you may get a true over here, but not over there. So you got to check where you live, and that's the key to all this. The other thing is that people are using it for all ages, not just children. So where you have, they give you an extra now. This is where there's 70 cities now giving an extra $1,000 a month for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And what they're finding out, the data came in, see, what people are worried about welfare is that people won't get a job. They'd rather live on welfare. And that's true, that's it. And it's sort of like the tax system is the same way. People, there's tax, you get money from the IRS, so you don't have to pay taxes for doing certain things, and people scam that system too. People, if you have a system, this is America, people are smart at scamming. And you do your best, but you got to solve the problem too. And that's important. So what they have now is they showed that people, adults who get this money, have a 40% increase in those who get a job at the end of the time. So in other words, if we give you $1,000 a month for a year because you're out of work, and no restrictions, so you get the $1,000, no restrictions, you have to pay anywhere you want. See, that's another thing. People don't even apply to the programs are there. They don't know how to do it, and there's so many rules and regulations and all this kind of stuff. And the people who really need it don't apply. That's the biggest problem I see in the country. People who really need it don't apply because they don't know how to do it. But if people who got the $1,000 a month, and you're encouraging people to go to work, okay, and that's what it is. That's what unemployment is and all this stuff. If you give them $1,000 a month for 12 months, there was an increase of 40% that the people got jobs, okay? So if they didn't get the money, and you had the old system, they still wouldn't be getting jobs. See, another part of it is that, and that's what Washington, D.C. is talking about, is that why things are right and wrong. I mean, it's just about solving problems. I don't care what side of the fence you're on or sitting on top of the fence or whatever the hell you are. We just have problems to solve in this country. And if you come in with data and this works and this doesn't work, or you're just playing in your head because you think it's wrong, or the Bible said it's wrong, or my times every day of our life, what worked yesterday doesn't work anymore. and that's what you have to live with, and that's what's going to be, plagued in your city. This is probably, old people like me are getting useless. I mean, there's two jobs for old people: nursing home and Congress. So we got 70, 80-year-old people better because they're looking at the future. It's their future. It's not old farts' future. Yeah, they may have some good values and stuff like that, but man, we got practical problems to solve, not philosophy problems to solve. I came by to say, your style is great. Well, thank you. This is my sport clothes. I'm out sporting. And the way I sport is by, and that's how I try to keep alive, man. I'm 79 years old and I don't know how much longer I got, but I hope I got at least 10 more years, and I'll do this every day of my life for the next 10 years, I swear to God. Man, it's fun as hell. I'm having the time of my life. I know, you see the video I did yesterday. I said, if I knew being 79 was this much fun, man. Just clarify, my son was 15. He got my 18-year-old neighbor pregnant. I paid for everything until he was 18 years old. He paid everything until his first child, 9 months old, kept her from us. 1/3 child is fair. I don't. You have to find the detail. The way to find out, there's two ways. I mean, if you go to HUD, HUD.gov, I mean, they have financial counselors. You can make an appointment with a local financial counselors. They're all over the country. There's thousands of these. They get paid by the government. If they can't help you, you call your elected official. And don't go to the internet. I mean, it's just people, they don't know the details and all this kind of stuff, and they're all just trying to get your money anyway. The elected official is just trying to get your vote, and that costs nothing. So call them. They'll call the government office who does that and give you the facts, not somebody else's guess or whatever. Nobody really knows the facts until you find the person giving out the money. So that's insurance or whatever the hell it is. That you go and get answers from the people who are running the program. They work for you. This is what a democracy is about. But people don't believe they could use it. You can, man. I never knew it. I grew up in a town called Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Man, the only thing I knew about the government was the IRS and the Division of Motor Vehicles. And they're both terrible. At least that's what we learned at the time. But man, when I came hell out of this stuff, and I was charging them tens of thousands of dollars to get the stuff I got for free. And I said, why doesn't everybody in America know they could get all this stuff for free? Because everybody tells you can't, and they're wrong. Sure, you have to be. Sure, maybe the people going to charge you $10,000 to do this will kiss your ass and make sure you get everything. I did. But now, no, you don't have to. And the problem is, see, most of the people who really need this stuff don't have that kind of money. So that's why I got sick and tired of helping rich people. They don't need the money, man. So now I only want to help people who need that money. Let me help you show you. We train you. We give our own money. And it's just been the greatest time of my life. I mean, I've had 2 New York Times bestsellers, written 100 books, and had infomercials. 2 New York Times bestsellers, and I flunked English in college. Man, that's the America I know. And that's what it is. But it takes effort, and you just don't spend money when you're going to do something. If you have to spend money you want to do something, they just found out how to get money from you. There's too many ways to do it without money, and that's what Let's Go Help is. I mean, every website we give you will never add any websites that give money. Everybody else on Google are websites that want to get your money. These are websites that want to give you money, but you don't know that. So that's what we do. And also we train you. You have to learn how to this. It's not something that you're used to, because you have to really use the phone more than anything else. Didn't get discouraged yet. I mean, that's what we're trying to teach. That's how you really get help in this country, is being personal, not being a digit, not being a robot. You know how robots, and you're not going to get the best out of anybody. I worked in the Navy for 20 years. Find healthcare and dental care. Find healthcare and dental care. Yeah, it takes work. The dental care, of course, is hard because the dentists have. Yeah, it takes work. The dental care, of course, is hard because the dentists have a great lobby. There's no dental insurance that isn't a fortune. And like, if you buy health insurance, it's only stuff for the neck down. No dental, no eyes, no ears, no mental. Only from the neck down is what you get dental and health insurance. All the possibilities in your state where you could get free and low-cost dental care, okay? And there is, dozens and dozens and dozens of places like that. But they don't advertise. You'll never, dental school, yes, I go. I'm going to get a crown at half price, at Howard University. And I felt a little guilty, should I go? And I said, I don't really have to. I could probably pay, but I want to learn how people, to me the joy is watching people learn, people like you. Because it's just to learn how to deal with different people. I don't know what, but anyway, they ease my guilt, is what it boiled down to. And that was great. So all those, there's so much hurt out there. There's so much everything. And if people knew about it, and it's hard, particularly if you're beat up, and it's hard, and you know that, and that's why we have, at Let's Go Help, we have people helping each other. That's the key, man, that I find in this thing. We have people every day are showing us, other people, what they just got and how they got it. Man, and we give out awards to people who really, what is it? A government grant gopher rock star award, and we give that out. And I sent out about 15 just the other day, to members. Members help members like that. They say, hey, I just applied here. Here's how I got it. Man, somebody just saved their house. They needed $26,000 to save their house. And it took them 6 months to do it, but they showed step by step how they did it. Now, I can't do that because I go step by step on how to do it. I said, hey, this is a program that does that. I don't know how it really works. You have to go and say, it's you going out. And then you come back and tell others, hey, this is what Let's Go Tell about, and this is how it really works. And then they tell you step by step, and this one, how they had to call another government agency to make this government agency talk to a third government agency so they could get this deal done. And it takes sometimes, and that's what you have to be prepared for. So if you don't get it, I can't make things happen, and you're not guaranteed to get the money, but I know you get nothing unless you try. I know you get a hell of a lot more if you try a hell of a lot harder. There's still no guarantee you get it, but it's also a system you should learn, because this is what it takes to survive, to do anything in our country nowadays. You have to know how to deal with people. We give 3 free seminars every day for you to learn how to use this system. They're all free. They're live video training. Now you could ask questions and get answers from the instructor and other people and everything. So you're not a grant writer. You don't have to be a grant writer. You have to follow. If you know how to fill out a form, you're a grant writer. That's what most of these programs, I'm sure some are more complicated, but that's if you have a big idea. Yeah, I want to save the world and make cats be a source of energy or some shit like that. And to get money for that, that's possible. And that'll take some fancy grant writing. But you want to pay your bills, you want to start a business, you want to get a house, you want to go to school. No, you don't need a grant writer for it. It's trying to sell you something. And if you really think they're right anyway, get the application first. Don't think you need a grant writer without seeing the application. Now that is dumb, but I understand it because I've done it too. So why do you think you need a grant writer when you don't even know what you're going to apply for, right? You haven't seen the application. No, see the stupid things we do because we're human. Humans aren't dumb. You have to be careful how dumb you really are. And that's what entry structures is the best for grants. Quit scamming people. Oh yes, no, I like scamming. No, this is very important for my life to be here scamming people. So, but thank you for your concern. Didn't you used to be famous? There's a new movie out now called I Used to Be Famous. I did infomercials for a long time down in the 90s. It's all about contributing. Well, how much are you going to give before you die? Not how much you're going to get. You need enough to live and support yourself, your family, or whatever it is. And then how much are you going to give? And that's the important thing. I just became a top one viewer. Oh, and longer hair. What's that? I got longer hair. I don't know. I just trimmed it. I do my own haircut now. You just get one of those razor things. I just can't sit so long. So to even sit, I would love to join them, but having trouble getting disability. Any suggestions? Yes, Tina. If you have trouble getting this, call your elected official. Call them all. You know, it's a federal program, so you call your 2 senators and your congressman and talk to them about it. And also there's disability advocacy groups. Don't go giving out people your disability money. There's too many lawyers out there that'll fight. My exercise outfit. And I have a drawer full of just because of my back and foot issues. Got denied. Okay, you want to appeal? Then appeal. You always appeal. Yeah, that's why. You know, most of the data I've seen, 1/3 of the people get something. I remember you on TV when I was younger, and inspired me to dress like. That's what it is. Nobody really cares. You think you do. They do. They don't. They're too concerned about their own life. His wife was a sweetheart when I met her 20 years ago or something on the Today Show. She was an anchor on the Today Show, and she interviewed me. She was very sweet. And she was one of the few that came into the green room ahead of time to meet me. You know, all these people, they just get a sheet of paper in them and they pretend they know you. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. Yeah. See this? I don't know. I'm working on getting that a crown there for half price, and that's from a government program. Just in time, join. And it's learning the system, and it's not Google, it's not computers. I mean, they're important tools. It's like cars, you know. You need it to get somewhere. So the computer needed to get somewhere. If you don't have a good computer, there's a lot of places you could get free computers now, and even discount on Wi-Fi. You need that stuff to find. Because there's too much stuff out there, but if you know profit, that gives them away for free. They train you for free. They train you how to use computers for free. They train you get a certificate so you can get a job as a computer something, you know, all for free. And that's, but people don't know. They just roll around looking at ads on the internet that sucks them into giving them money, you know, and you got to stop that, you know, because it goes nowhere. And you don't, unless you have a lot of money, then more power to you. Spend it anyway you have money to get money. You don't have to, and it's going to take you more than 1 or 2, 3 times probably to get it right. So if you start spending money trying to figure out the right way to do it, you'll be broke before you figure it out. You know, doing anything new in life is like learning to walk. You know, when you learn to walk, if you have kids, I remember when my kids learned to walk, they fall on their ass, you know, 100 times before they figured out how to use those goddamn legs. That's what we all have to do. I mean, I've written 100 my whole life and spend every waking minute thinking about it, and I'm only right 10% of the time, you know? So that's it. And you have to fail to learn and to get it by, and you have to keep playing. If you don't keep playing, man, you're out of the game. And if you're out of the game, then life becomes bitchy and lousy, and you start blaming other people for your life, because that's easy. You know, it's taught me a lot about all this stuff. Starting a business, yeah. And you talk to those people. You call and make an appointment to talk to those, they're business mentors. They get paid big grant money just to help you figure out how to start your business. If you have a penny, if you have $1 million, doesn't matter. So you start talking to them. 40 Fort, yes, my parents moved to 40 Fort. And I went to little snobby prep school in 40 Fort. Wyoming Seminary Day School or something out of that. Graduate Kingston High. Dial 611 for your phone. For what? What is 611? Oh, that's information about a phone, right? But now don't forget, 988 is mental health. A lot of people, mental health problems, you're sad, you're depression. I mean, it's an epidemic, I think, we have in this country. And that new 800 number, I think it's 988. Yeah, 988. Call them, find free mental health in your area, you know, and get help. Get help and feed yourself first before you say you're going to feed the world. Best free for starting an herbal business. Again, I free help. There are mentors that'll help you with any business, all for free. You go on Google, you're going to find people going to charge $1,000 and tens of thousands of dollars. You can get for free, but they'll advertise, and the free ones don't. So you have no option. You got to know your options. If you don't know your options, have a lot of money, you can buy your way out of that little effort. You don't have money, you still get it done, man. You still get it done. You can. It's just going to take you a little longer. You're lazy shit like I am. I hate having to do extra stuff. We all are. That's human nature. But what also is human nature is to grow. And for you to, you're an organic being, and just like the flower, you got air and water. That's all you need as a plant, and the sun, and that's all you need if you know the system. You don't need money, to keep growing, and that's what life is. This guy used to be on TV all the time wearing suits. Yeah, I still have the suits. I got my grant to pay my bills. I got $360 credit on my grant. Oh, terrific. Yeah. See, what's the thing? Well, go back and look at the beginning. I'm talking about grants that are called head of the game. Dell gives computers away. Oh, we'll get one from Dell. Cool. Yeah. But it's all out there. If you're complaining that it isn't for you, well, you're just not looking hard enough. And still, there's no guarantee. But man, the important thing is trying, like everything else. Yeah. Okay, guys, I got to finish my walk. I'm walking. Oh, I got walking pneumonia and boogie woogie blues. So I have to go back and answer your questions, okay? And that's what I do for the rest of the day. Because you'll ask me, oh, Grandma needs a new roof, and then what state are you in? And I send you all the places to get Grandma, or you, or your neighbor, or anybody else. And don't forget to apply to our grant. Every month we give out $40,000 to members only. So if you're a member, and that's $20, we give out about grants. The next deadline is October 4th. Now we're trying to find people. Check if you won. We have the listing of people who won for September up on our grant websites, our groups. There's one in Facebook and another one, Let's Go Help too. And you can see the who won. You won. Don't forget, get Magic Mary, how to send you the money. The October one, if you haven't won that. And sign up for the training session. Every week we have 3 training sessions, and that's on Let's Go Help too. And if you don't have the link, you go to the Facebook page and we'll get you the link so you can go in the back door on Let's Go Help too and don't charge it. So when you belong to one, you belong to both. Get one. Get one platform, get the next one free. So if you belong to one of our, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it. Even the guy who calls me a scam, that's okay. I've been doing this a long time. I've heard that. There's nothing new. Don't worry.